Today is the feast of the Ascension. How to talk about the Ascension? You know, here the apostles are standing there and they watch Jesus rise into heaven. What's going on here? Well, you know, if you're open to the Spirit, you can be inspired in many ways. And I was inspired by learning something that I know Cousino High School does. I don't know if other high schools do, but Cousino certainly does. They have a tradition of the seniors, such as my two servers here, Abby and Chloe, who, by the way, are also here honoring their brother Ryan, who's in the United States Navy. That's why they're also here today for that. They have a beautiful tradition as they go back in their caps and gowns, and they go back to their grade school. And they walk through their grade school. You have the walk through high school, and they go back to the grade school and walk through. So all the kids in the grade school can see some of the kids who've gone before them as graduates, that they may be inspired by that and realize that in a few short years, that will be them as well, as long as they persevere in their studies. And that got me reflecting on grade school and high school, and it got me thinking about why I remember certain teachers. I remember Sister Lewis Mary in my first grade at St. Mary's, Mrs. Bates, Mrs. Paxton, Mrs. Frazier from Walker Elementary, and why I would remember these people. And to think about it, I must remember them because they certainly installed certain values in me. They taught me the basics, not only just how to, my letters and my numbers and how to add and subtract and how to read, but taught me a love for it. They taught me a love for it. So inspired by that, I carried on through high school and so on and so forth. But it began there. And you remember the teachers who inspire you in your studies and teach you that this is something that you may actually enjoy doing, not just doing it because you have to, but doing it because you might realize that this is an important part of your life. So that you carry that with you. That as the years go by, what you're doing is you're building on things that the first people have installed in you. I couldn't have had calculus class if I didn't know how to add. You can't understand the world unless you understand, where things are and on a map. Basic things that we build upon. And the more I reflect upon it, I said, that's what's going on here in the Ascension. In one instance, the apostles are standing there looking up, as Luke writes in Theophilus, and he's seeing the Lord disappear. But in another, more deeper sense, Jesus never leaves them. He never leaves them at all. We believe that God is present in His Word. Where His Word is proclaimed, God is present. It's a living Word. It is God speaking to us. That's why these candles are lit here, to remind us of a way God is present to us. Well, these apostles were with Jesus for 3 years. They heard the Word of God every day. All those parables you read in the Scriptures, these apostles heard them. And Jesus would explain them to them. And the sayings, He would listen to them too. They learned from Jesus. And that word isn't just a word in a text, but it's a word written on their heart. It's the presence of God written in their lives by listening to His Word. So that Word is with them, that means God is with them. And then what did Jesus do the day before He died? He took bread, He took wine, He said, this is the body and my body, this is my blood. So in the Eucharist, again, He's with the apostles. So on one level, His corporal body is there no more. But on another level, a deeper level, an intimate and personal level, Christ was inside of every single one of them by His Word and His Eucharist. The same way He's inside of every single one of us. Christ ascends, but He doesn't leave. He goes to the Father, but He doesn't leave us. We are still with Him because He is still with us through His Word and through the Eucharist. And Jesus said very clearly that a grain of wheat must die so that it may raise up 100-fold. He's planted that seed in every single one of us so that we too may produce fruit 100-fold, so that we too may rise to the occasions the world presents in front of us, so that we may realize that Christ has never left us. He's with us in a personal and deep way until that day we're completely united with him in the heavenly kingdom.